Hey everybody, it's Michael B. And I didn't have to think very hard to choose what would be the topic for tonight's stream because Arcade1Up laid it right on my lap by hosting their That One Up show earlier today and announcing their Star Wars Arcade1Up re-release. So we're going to talk about the Star Wars Arcade1Up re-release, but that isn't everything that happened on the show. We also have some other stuff to talk about, like a new community ambassador, a new official fan page, and some other things that went on. So anyways, we'll go over this in detail, and I'll share my reactions and kind of get your guys' feedback tonight on Chill and Chat with Michael B. Hey everybody, happy Monday night. For those of you that are tuning in to watch me, I hear somewhere out there, Justin, Console Kits, and Travis are still going, reaching hour 9 of their live stream. Some people say it's almost as live as She Lion's KI Pro unboxing and build. But anyways, those guys were on for hours. So if you're still up, you're still active, you still want to talk home arcade, and especially what happened on that One Up show today, thank you so much for being here with me. On top of that, Raw's having their 30th anniversary tonight. I know a lot of people here are probably wrestling fans like myself, so you might be tempted to go watch that. But if you're not and you're here to watch me, I greatly appreciate it. Anyways, today we had That One Up show, and honestly, for a 15-minute show, there's a lot to unpack. Really is a lot to unpack from that show, and we're going to go over it in detail. I want to say hello to everybody there in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, guys. I really appreciate it. Let's bring up some comments here. Goofyfoot says, that dude is screwed. Ambassador of Doom. I'm going to be honest. When I first heard that this position was a possibility, I was a little worried about how that would go, because I know the community has been asking for more direct feedback from Arcade1Up, so the idea that they would put an ambassador out there seemed counterproductive to me, but Travis is a good guy. We'll talk about that in a little bit later. Bill's Retro Gaming is here. Hey everyone, happy Star Wars Day, LOL. So why did they do it with a riser? That is a good question. I have no idea. Stock Jock, I put my order in on the Hippo page. Congratulations to those people that got it. Most importantly, before we even get started, I'm so excited that people who never got the original Arcade1Up Star Wars now have a new option. That's the cool thing. So very excited for people that missed out and wanting a chance to grab this cabinet. And for the people that ordered today, apparently you guys are going to get it as early as next week. That's so cool. Jason says, smash the like for Michael B. I appreciate it. Big things are happening. Weird things are happening at the Circle K. Is that the line from... Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? I can't remember. Strange happenings are afoot at the Circle K. There it is. Sony 4K is excited. He got it finally. Bring the heat, Cheesy B. Charlie Chuck says 19K Fox. There he is. And guys, don't forget, right after this, 19K Fox is going to be going live at 10 Eastern. I have a redirect set up for his stream. So if you're still active and happy after this stream, and even if you're not, go check out 19K Fox right after the Sterling Hall. Good to see you, my brother. Anyways, I'm going to get started. Oh, here we go. Help me, Arlene Wan. You're my only hope. I've got some bad news for you, Sean P. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Bad news intensifies. So anyways, guys, if you watched That One Up show earlier, we got a very different of That One Up show. Previously in the past, these have gone on for an hour. Some of the feedback I've received is it kind of drags on. There doesn't seem to be much point to it. People want facts, facts, facts. And that's what they delivered today. What we got today was a more concise 15-minute show. They stuck to facts. They gave a lot of information in a condensed time. And I've got to say, I liked the format a lot more. At first, when we started up, they started talking about their New Year's resolutions. I was like, whew. But they immediately got off that. The pleasantries were very quick, and then they got to the facts. So it was a much better show than they've done in the past. They introduced Nicole as well. Nicole was introduced as the marketing person. I'll bring it up here on screen, guys. I should probably show you this. One quick second, guys. I just got to put something down because I'm going to be bringing up Facebook later, and I don't want any private messages coming up, but let me just pop this on screen for you. So here we've got the host right here, Bad Gal Ivy, or Libby, so Liv from Arcade1Up, Justin Wong, and Nicole. Nicole is a marketing person with Arcade1Up. She was involved in the Red Cross charity stream. You may have also seen Nicole pose in some of the pictures Arcade1Up have taken over the years of their cabinets. If I'm not mistaken, she's actually in the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 flyer piece they've got up there. So anyways, nice to see Nicole. Anyways, this was the new tandem. They went with a 3-person crew. I thought it was pretty good. It was again, short and concise. They got to the information and everything flowed really nicely. But that's not all you guys want to talk about. Let's talk about the re-release. So I'm going to play this here, and I don't know if I have the desktop audio going, but here we go. Here's the Arcade1Up Star Wars 40th anniversary. I don't know if there's actually anything on the cab or in the UI. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same UI as before, but it's the 40th anniversary Star Wars, even though there's nothing really shown on the cab. There you see the molded coin door with light up buttons, which is actually really cool. It's got the exact same design as the 2019 release in terms of form factor, but of course the artwork is much different, as now that artwork continues down onto the riser, giving it that deluxe look, even though it has a riser. It looks really, really good. So for those of you that didn't get the 2019 release, you're going to be able to get this one. But let's talk about this cab in quite a bit more detail, okay? Let's go to the actual Arcade1Up page and we'll take a look at it. I'm just going to pop back here really quickly, and before I get there, I actually have to bring it up on screen because I restarted my computer right before we did the stream because I was having some technical issues. But I want to get some feedback from you guys in the chat. Let me know what you think of the new Star Wars that came out today. Manny M says extra 150 for lit coin doors. Bad Guy Mike Worley says, I never noticed the black T-molding. That looks slick. Yeah, you remember with the cabinet we got earlier, there was in fact this blue T-molding, so the black is a more accurate arcade look. Al Evickman says, looks cool, but not worth the inflated price, buds. I apologize, guys. I'm right next to the kitty litters, and they are going to town on this. So, Sony 4K says, Justin said the audio is better. I did hear that it was louder. I think it looks better than the original, but the price and lack of deluxe, I'm out. I would buy it if I didn't have the original. Canada Phil says, I like it. Good chance those for those that missed. I agree. Atul Shrivasta, who for some reason used my real name and doxed me. What's with the fake coin door outline on the riser? Also, why couldn't it be longer deluxe format? I agree with you. I was hoping it was going to be deluxe Atul. With the original arcade had like a longer coin door section. Arcade1Up wasn't going to reproduce that, so they went with their standard coin door and then left a black space there. The cat just dropped an anchor. You are 100% correct. I changed the kitty litters before I came in here to have a fresh night on the stream, and unfortunately, they did not agree with that. Incoming anchors. Nick Gamble says, I would buy it if it was an XL. I'm there too. Michael, you need those coin doors. I'll buy yours for $350. No, Sean P. That's not going to happen. Anyways, let me just bring up the page here now for you guys so I can show you what's going on. So we'll go back to our screen share here. So guys, here's Star Wars the arcade game. Here's the Canadian price. I've said before this wasn't going to be available in Canada. What I meant was, and Sean P., this is what you were waiting for, not available in Canada at retail. We can still buy it in Canada direct from Arcade1Up or direct from Shop Hippo. I believe Shop Hippo ships to Canada. But unfortunately, I mean, look at the price, and then you've got to factor in what your shipping costs will be. Plus, on top of that, tax and duty when it gets here. So every time I've ordered from Arcade1Up, except when my Pro, where there was some kind of glitch in the system, I'm looking at an extra $400 by the time it's done. So it'll be about $1,200 Canadian to get it. And at that price point, I mean, I think a lot of Arcade1Up fans are going to be out here in Canada. So unfortunately, we're not getting it at retail anywhere unless they're unable to sell the 3500 direct to consumer. Eventually, maybe the brick or somebody will get them if there's something left over, but I wouldn't count on it. That doesn't always happen, but from what I've been told, zero chance of this showing up at retail, at least in the foreseeable future. So let's take a quick look. Product details, which I know to click now. I didn't know how to click this in the video when I showed my deluxe cabs. So you get the molded lit faux coin door. Now it's just lit. There's no buttons to start games like AI Pro. Real feel 4-button trigger style flight yoke. 3 games in 1, so the original 3 games. Dual speakers. And of course the same marquee style. So the Lightbox marquee. But it's a new marquee, and people keep talking about these speaker wires. I had that issue with my Outrun cabinet. They sent me a new marquee, luckily. But I never had that issue with my original Star Wars, so I didn't understand the difference there. But apparently there was some wires showing in the old light-up marquee. Nothing new. Another thing I do want to mention, and Lewis, thank you very much, Lewis, for bringing this up. Yeah, that render is all wrong. That's a problem as well. One of the things that people keep messaging me about, and they were really excited about, was they said, wow, look at that slanted screen. That looks excellent. I just want to be very clear that this render is not correct. The Star Wars re-release that we're getting with some of these other features is in fact the exact same form factor and build as the original Star Wars cabinet. So it's not got a more slanted deck. It doesn't have a more slanted screen. It's the exact same cabinet, except the art is a little bit different, and it has the coin door. That's the only changes realistically. So thanks, Lewis, for bringing that up. Anyway, specifications, you can read them there. There's nothing there to be seen. The only thing I don't like about this, it says 17-inch color LCD screen. Now, I've been told 100% we're getting that Wave 3 BOE monitor, so I have no concern with this cabinet, but I'm still a little irritated that Arcade1Up doesn't clarify on their product description what kind of monitor it is. The truth is, they've released some products with some pretty shitty monitors in the past. So, I mean, in order to reassure your fan base, you may want to mention whether or not it's an IPS monitor or not, because there's a possibility you may lose sales by not identifying, because people will be a little bit scared. Now, maybe not. Maybe everybody's just like, I don't really give a shit. And marquee's monitor's a monitor, but honestly, a lot of us do really care. And the fact that you had to sell that Pac-Man for $2.99 here in Canada, the Pac-Mania, will tell you that screen quality matters. Anyways, they give some information backed by popular demand, the 40th anniversary Star Wars cab. Here's another interesting tidbit on that. Going out at the last of Star Wars, if you were an Arcade1Up collector and fan back then, they actually shipped these out of Walmart at $50 a pop. So it seemed like there were some trouble selling off the last units of Star Wars. A lot of people wanted them, but maybe they oversupplied them. And the same thing came up when I was talking to one Canadian retailer. It's interesting that they're re-releasing a cab and there's that much interest in it, considering it didn't sell that well the first time it went through. So it is interesting to see that here. Brandon the Man with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much. What's the chance we get into Star Wars XL Pro after this? Excellent question. I would be absolutely in on a Star Wars XL or Pro. More preferably an XL cabinet, because I just don't want to pay the Pro price. I mean, other than putting in Glenn's Star Wars flight stick into the cab, I don't know what more they could do with Pro. They're never going to do the plastic molding of the real cab. That's way too expensive. I think I would be fine with just an XL version of this with the same features. So I think the chances are good depending on how well this sells. So I'm really hoping this sells like hotcakes, because I want to replace all my cabs with XL or Pros. So thank you very much for the super chat. Excellent question. I know a lot of people are disappointed by the riser, but the riser is kind of hidden. I don't know. Basically, guys, we're getting Star Wars. One of the things I was most disappointed by, not so much the fact that this wasn't a deluxe cab as I thought it was going to be, is the fact that they didn't go the extra step and add Wi-Fi. So for me, an original owner, why would I rebuy this cab? Maybe it's just not for me, that's fine. But I thought that adding Wi-Fi, because that's pretty much a standard add to every cab they currently have right now, adding Wi-Fi and online leaderboards would be a huge seller. But at the same time, I do get that it would add crazy increased costs to putting this back out. Basically, all they had to do with this one was modify the art, stick on a coin door, and you've got yourself a brand new cab with very little overhead or, development costs for Arcade1Up. This is the easiest thing they could have done, and it's what they did. But the problem with that, and I'm going to be very clear about this, so I love that they did this. I'm excited for people who missed out on it the first time. I think you're getting a slightly better cab with the improvements they put in. However, you got to realize, I'm going to go back to full screen for this. You got to realize, literally a couple weeks before this at CES, they announced a better cab, the deluxe cab that has a better, more classic arcade look, no riser, a riserless build, with Wi-Fi and online leaderboards, for $100 less than this. I was really surprised to see that price point at $599. I know people are going to make the justification, well, it was $499 when it originally came out, costs have increased, inflation and stuff like that. But anyway, $600 for this beautiful cab that doesn't have Wi-Fi or any of the other features that a $600 cab would have. And I get with Dragon's Lair, the justification was we needed to save money to add in the alphanumeric screen. So, we cut out the Wi-Fi to do that. Plus, Dragon's Lair isn't a leaderboard game. All three of these absolutely are leaderboard games. So, I heard Justin on his stream earlier say, it's not fun to pick apart what the cab doesn't have. Let's talk about what the cab does have. But I can't, in good faith, have this conversation without saying I'm just flabbergasted that you're going to do a re-release for Star Wars with so much emphasis in the community and people out there that will be excited about the ability to add Wi-Fi just for the simplicity of doing online updates or something. But to add those online leaderboards and set this community score-chasing piece around Star Wars seems like a big fail to me. And I get why they didn't do it, because it adds to their development costs. So that's fine. That's fine. Overall, I think this is, I love the first Star Wars. I think it's their best cab to date. It looks like they've knocked this out of the park in terms of design. It's the exact same gameplay and UI, so I don't see any fault there. Coin door and the art touches are really nice. Hopefully the marquee, when you see it yourself, is good. I think this is going to be an excellent cab. I just question the price point, considering the deluxe cabs are coming out in a little while and seem to have so much better features and look for a slightly lower price, and the lack of Wi-Fi. That's all I can say. Jasmine LeBeer, that's something that I think Justin Wong said that has really caused a lot of confusion in the community. The yoke is not improved. It's the same yoke that was in the 2019 release. He made a comment that it's a new yoke. What he means is it's a new yoke that was redesigned based on the original arcade's yoke. So it was just a misspoken comment by him. There is not, in fact, a new yoke. It's the exact same yoke that was out earlier. Sean P, I know, but we knew for weeks, man. We knew for weeks we weren't getting the Star Wars re-release. I feel bad, though, because I know a lot of people wanted to get it at retail. Realistically, we can get it here in Canada. We're just going to pay up the ass for it. So anyways, guys, that was the Star Wars re-release. There's not as much to talk about it. Matt Asher Gaming said, I think somebody said, let's make a deluxe Star Wars. And the money people said, show me you can sell 3,500 the original, I'll fund the deluxe. Maybe. I think that's the same thing that Travis and Justin were kind of saying too, because they're not saying that this is the last time they'll re-release Atari Star Wars. They're just saying this is the last time that they're going to release this version of Atari Star Wars with the riser. So everything going forward may be deluxe in the future, and it might depend on how well this one sells. Same with the XL and Pro. So that might be a very good comment. Same yoke, different joke. I love that. Thanks, Jason. That Travis guy said speakers sound better, Biggie D's Arcade says. And yeah, Justin said the same thing to me too. So anyways, guys, that is the new Star Wars re-release. There's not that much more to say about it. We've been talking about this for weeks. A little disappointed it's not a deluxe, and I feel really, really, really bad for all the people that were thinking this was going to be something different. I tried my best this time to temper expectations. I kept telling you it was Star Wars over and over and over and over and over and over again, And hopefully not too many people went in there and got disappointed because you didn't see what you wanted to see. So hopefully not a lot of people went in expecting Tekken, Time Crisis, something weird and wacky, Robotron, MK4, Qbert, any of that stuff. The price of it, new in box, is still better than some prices on Facebook Marketplace. Chris Eek, that's an excellent comment. And the best part of all of this is I'm so happy the scalpers lose, because there's people on Facebook Marketplace and stuff selling this cab for like $1,200, $1,500 new in box. So not going to happen. Watcher23 says Star Wars is boring. There's some people that aren't going to be excited about this release. Again, I said to everybody, this is what was coming out. I tried my best to temper expectations. I'm sorry if I didn't do it for you. The fun cabs never get announced until spring. We'll see. This year seems to be a very different year with Arcade1Up. Like, there are literally no rumors of anything coming up. And Justin and Travis said on their stream earlier, like, Arcade1Up has a new production process where it only takes like 2 to 3 months in order to get a cab out. And I can tell you right now, I have heard nothing from anybody about any potential releases this year. I knew that we were getting legacy cabs at CES. They turned out to be deluxe, which was kind of exciting. And, of course, we've known about Star Wars since last year. We thought it was going to be out for the holidays. So, yeah. Maybe, Evan. That's 100% possible. We may not see new cabs till 2024. Anyways, guys, I'll ask your opinion now. What do you think of the Star Wars re-release? Is this something you're excited for? Is this something you're going to buy? Give me some feedback in the chat. Let me know what you think of this. Are you happy? Did you pick one up? And if you already have one, would you replace it for the minor changes they made and the price that they're charging? Don Giovanni, excellent comment. It's not for everyone, but we need to respect and appreciate all the hard work that goes into making these cabs, regardless if we are happy or not. Again, like, it's so simple. If they make a cab that you don't like, I get that you're not happy, just don't buy it. It's so simple. I mean, like, that's what I see. I'm in a different place because I'm asked about what I think sometimes when I'm on shows or I'm doing my own show. So I can be a little critical sometimes and say I don't want it. But at the same time, at the end of the day, I'm not mad. I just won't buy it. I already own the original and added a light-up coin door, but I probably would have upgraded if it had online leaderboards. Me too. Sterling Hall says, not for him. This is Christmas 1988 all over again when we didn't get an NES. Jason, who's so excited to have it. Looking forward to get it next week. Sony 4K is excited. But I'm excited for this. I bought one and also have the old one. That's interesting, Sean. Are you going to keep your old one or are you going to let it go? Dr. Z says, not going to replace mine, but bought a second one from Best Buy. I already have Kong's Starcade materials and want to keep one stock. Man after my own heart, I do like keeping things stock. JJ says, I think it's a bit too pricey. I have those games on another multi-cade machine. If it was $400 or $450, might feel different. Also, I prefer the game art versus the coin door. JJ, you should have got the Best Buy 2019 version. It was $450. Green Echo says, only for super fans. Interesting. It's funny because I actually know a lot of people that only bought an Arcade1Up cab because of Star Wars, because they dreamed of having Arcade1Up Star Wars in their home. David G with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much, David. It's not for me, but I'm happy for the people who wanted it. If I see a Deluxe or Pro, I may jump in. 100% I'm the same way, David. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait until they re-release this in a form factor I'm interested in buying. Hopefully it has online and leaderboards then too. And then they can do a reverse update. Well, no, they can't do that, can they? Do you think this will go to other retailers? Brandon the Man says, $1.99 super chat. Brandon, I don't know. It all depends on how well this sells. We've seen like cabs like Dragon's Lair show up at Best Buy eventually, and what I think happens there is Arcade1Up still has remaining stock that they were trying to sell direct to consumer. They didn't move it out the door quick enough, and maybe they can offer it to retailers at a lower price that would up their profit margin. Maybe they would jump on it, or maybe it garners enough interest direct to consumer that retailers start asking for it, and then it becomes available. And as of right now, what we're being told is They're only making 3,500. 308 were sold direct to consumer today. Shop Hippo is taking orders right now. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Here in Canada, the only hope we have is that, I don't know, eventually the distributor brings them in, because what we're being told, it's not for a lack of interest from the Canadian retailers. It's just the distributors not getting any. So thank you very much for the super chat, brother. And David, thank you as well, man. You didn't have to do that. So anyways, I don't want to spend the whole time talking about Star Wars. We'll come back to Star Wars maybe a little bit before the show. But before we get going, I want to talk about some other things that happened on the show. Of course, they also held a contest. And let me see if I can bring this up for you and show you. So the whole time you were putting in hashtag giveaway, and like the chat was flying with it. One thing that Arcade1Up did here brilliantly was this giveaway, because you couldn't even see any comments, like negative comments or stuff like that, because everything was hashtag giveaway all over the place. So a lot of people were excited about the giveaway. They put it in, but I want to go specifically to the end of the video to see if I can find where they did it. So right here, I will tell you 100%, anybody saying something like this was rigged or something like that, you're completely wrong. They used a tool in StreamYard that basically catches comments with the hashtag. There's no way to rig it, and it's going to come out with a dedicated winner. So it was an absolutely fair contest. But I do want to show you this. So when they did the contest, here we go. We're coming to the part where they announced the winner. It was Mr. Keebler. And it's completely fair, completely honest. But Justin Wong says, oh my God, it's my guy or my dude or my buddy. And immediately, the first thing I thought of, and maybe I'm a little bit negative-minded here, I was like, oh, the optics of that aren't good. Because immediately, people are going to start saying stuff about, oh, this was rigged or something like that. And right after he sees it, see if you can see it here in the comments. It might be a little bit low, but people did start commenting that. I want to completely clarify, I've used this tool, I've seen this tool poll before, the way it's used. It's 100% legit. It was a real giveaway, but just the optics of him saying that didn't really do them a lot of favors. You might even see my comment. I threw in a congratulations there. Congratulations to Mr. Keebler. And again, completely legit giveaway. It's just the optics of him saying, oh, that's my friend. It probably didn't help them too much. The chat started with rigged. Bill's Retro Gaming knows what I'm talking about. It wasn't at all. That's a tool that you can use in. I've seen it used. I've had my friends unit. Completely not. There, it's coming up there now, the rigged stuff. It wasn't. Anybody that thinks it was, no. But the optics didn't do them any favors. So I just want to clarify that. And for those of you who probably missed out, what they gave away was, they gave away one of the Arcade1Up Star Wars new cabinets that were out there. Congratulations, Mr. Keebler. That's an awesome cab. Hopefully you enjoy it. And I think it was really smart of Arcade1Up to do a giveaway and to supplement this stream with that. It's nice to see something given away in the community and some positivity, even though there was that weird optics thing for a quick minute. So just, guys, not rigged. 100%. It's a tool. There's literally no way that I know of to do it. Anyways, I do want to go back and talk about some other stuff. We just saw a dude in there that was announced here tonight. And let me get to the part in the stream. I'm bopping around all over the place. Here's John showing off the cabinet. It is the exact same cabinet. It looks a little bit different there with the way John has, but I'm heard it's the exact same cabinet as the 2019 release. Anyways, let me pop forward here to where he introduces them. So this is the part where John introduces the new community ambassador. I'm building suspense. Waiting for it. Waiting for it. Come on, John. Get to the mountain already, Frodo. Maybe I streamed a little bit too early. But here we go. There he is. Travis MCP, who you guys in the home arcade community may know. I've had him on my show one time. He provided an update on Blitz 99 and Gold 2000 going live. He's been on other shows, do some announcements. So if you didn't watch Justin's stream earlier, Travis is a longtime Arcade1Up fan, and he's been in the data program. He's got an extensive tech background. So let me just bring up his channel for you guys in case you don't know him. So this is Travis MCP. having fun reviewing different types of tech. I've known Travis for a while. I went into his channel earlier today and noticed I wasn't subscribed. I thought I was, so I subscribed. But anyways, you can check out Travis. He's a very, influential tech developer. He's got that 100K YouTube plaque. Oh, the dream. Even if you don't want to do YouTube professionally, it's just getting that plaque is just like I don't know what you call it, like a little tiny bit of a sugar in the tea, or that little cherry on top that just it's kind of like a recognition type thing. It's not the most important thing in the world, but it's really cool that he has it. Anyways, Travis is going to be the community ambassador. You may also know him from doing the Outsiders podcast. I don't know if that's still going on with UAG, Moat, and Retro Ralph. Well, now he's moved from being an outsider to an insider, and I think he already was, because he's been working with the Arcade1Up beta team basically since the team has started. He's always been a fan of Arcade1Up, doesn't really cover it on his own channel, but he's actually going to start covering it. He's been branded the Arcade1Up brand ambassador, and him and David McIntosh going forward are going to be doing a show called 1UP Updates, I think. I can't remember the exact name. I should know. So anyways, I think that's a really good idea. A lot of people have been asking for updates on what's going on with product releases, what's going on with firmware, updates to the cabs, different things like that. What they're telling us is they're going to give us this in this channel. I like Travis. I think Travis is a good person. I think this is a good thing. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think this is what the community really asked for. Like, there's a good mesh there, the fact that David's going to be on the show with them. But all the feedback I was getting from the concerns people had about Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Arcade1Up's communication was for Arcade1Up to communicate. So I'm really surprised they just should be called 1UP Yours, Orion Stream says. Arcade1 Updates. Yeah, that's a better name than I tried to say. Should be called 1UP Yours. I think there should be a show called 1UP Yours. Just take negative feedback and come at people. But anyways, I will say again, I think the demand from the community was for Arcade1Up to do it. And why ever they chose to go with Travis or chose to go with a YouTuber, I don't know. But I'm hopeful that 1UP Updates will be more than just marketing speak, and they actually get to the root of some of the issues. And Travis is promising to do that. He says he's going to ask the hard questions, and he's going to give the fans the transparency that they want. So we'll see. Alfred Berger, that's a nice comment, but I'm not the right person for this. I mean, I'm much happier being a fan and sitting on the sidelines and being able to give my honest opinions on what I think of releases and what I like and what I don't like. But there you go. I think that's Rexer's new streaming show. That's funny. Anyways, Travis is going to do this. I hope that it is what it is. Now, Lewis knows, I think 1UP Yours has a good ring to it. There was a possibility that 1UP show was originally going to be called 1UP Yours, so we'll see. Hey, Cornercade, what's happening, brother? Anyways, I do want to talk about this Travis thing, and I kind of want to get your feedback on it. Like, coming out of what was really a difficult 2022, especially the end of it for Arcade1Up, and a lot of the fans were picking up stakes and really going after Arcade1Up for a lot of things that some were warranted, some were just blown up. Do you think that this response is what they should have done? That's kind of what I'm asking. Do you think that coming up with an Arcade1Up brand ambassador that's a YouTuber that's outside of the community, that has an extensive tech background and a history of helping Arcade1Up on the beta program, plus accenting that with a show with David McIntosh, do you think that's the right reaction to the negative feedback the community was giving them towards the end of last year and after that 1UP show? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat, really. Do you think this was the right direction for them to take? Just do one up yours yourself. Nobody else has the nerve to do it. They're just using a face to give us more PR talk, unknown visitor says. That's possible. That's possible. Stock Jock says Travis seemed very upfront with Justin that he'll be asking the hard questions. Probably could use more than one to do it. Hey, Papa Brad, long time, brother. And he says, no. For me, it feels like a filtered voice, which I don't think the community is looking for. Time will tell. Let's see what the show looks like. Ep Cyclone says, where's the bidet? Hi, Papa Brad. Michael B is the best Arcade1Up YouTuber. Oh, thank you, Papa Brad, but I don't consider myself an Arcade1Up YouTuber. Don't put me in a box like that. A lot of people talk bold, but once a company pays attention, they go soft. Hopefully, Travis breaks the mold 100%. I think the thing that really has to happen here is they have to provide transparency. Travis has to be what he says he's going to be. You can't go on a show and say, I'm going to tell it like it is, and then give a company line. So I don't know what's going to happen. No, I don't need to be a brand ambassador. I don't want that. Thank you, Papa Brad, though. I'm the official Well Played Arcade brand ambassador. And let me tell you what's going on. Nothing. I'm sorry about the pinball machine. There's no new packs coming. Dear God, we messed up. Jason, ambassador or not, we just need new cabs and new games. That's the meat and potatoes with this whole thing. That's right. MB is going to do tons more At Games content. He promised. Decade Slipper says, kind of. They really should have announced another IP cabinet too. Middle picture got me rolling. So guys, I appreciate Travis MCP is here in the chat himself. He says, I have experience with companies many times larger than 1UP. Don't worry, I got you. Travis, we're relying on you, man. Ask the hard questions. Make sure that they're transparent and accountable. Some things are going to be really hard questions. Like, it's so hard to ask, like, what's going on with Marvel vs. Capcom 2? And you probably know better than anybody else. Like me, I'm not losing any sleep over it, but seemingly there are people that are losing sleep over it. You know, they just want an update, some kind of timeline. If that can be given, I think a lot of people will be a lot happier, and that's a question Arcade1Up has not been really willing to answer right now. Saying it's in beta is a tough one. So I think first goal should be that question right there. What's going on with Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Online? Give some kind of timeline. Even, I know the first thing people are going to say is, once you give a timeline, it's immediately wrong. That's 100% true. But some kind of open communication and dialogue around that piece would certainly make people feel better. And, oh, I don't want to miss this comment. Hopefully I didn't miss it. Nine Scorpion says, we need to give Travis some time to figure it out. Until then, it is wise to reserve judgment. All I know is facts must be published in writing and not on social media, i.e. their site. Yeah, I thought that was a really good idea. I mean, put the information out there. Next up, Travis, find out what screens are in the deluxe models. Are they IPS or are they TN? You may have answered some of this on yours and Console Kit stream. I couldn't watch the whole thing, unfortunately. No, Cornercade. I already have the original 2019 Star Wars. And it's not available at retail here in Canada, so I'm going to stick with what I have, which is pretty much the exact same as the new cab that's coming out, just a difference in art and light up coin doors. Travis is here. His ears were burning. Papa Brad says, congratulations, Travis. And yeah, since you're here, and I agree with Lewis as well, congratulations, Travis. It's going to be a difficult job because this is a pretty irate and sometimes reasonable and very unreasonable fan base. So you're putting yourself in the line of fire. You said it yourself. You can handle it. So good luck, sir. And Jason said, I like Travis tonight. Seemed like a good dude. All right, guys. So congratulations to Travis. Now I want to get on to the next piece. And this one's a little bit more difficult to talk about. I just want to bring this up, and I hope nothing comes up on the screens that is going to be too bad from chats, because my chats have been going off like crazy today. So let me just bring it up. 1 second, guys. I just want to make sure nothing else comes up on screen. So I do want to bring this up. We got a new announcement, another one today that was a little bit interesting. And I just want to share this with you now. So today, Arcade1Up on their stream also announced a new fan page. That's not new. It's basically a rebranding of Lewis Chambers, the official Arcade1Up Global fan page, which was previously Arcade1Up Deals and Discussions. Now, Lewis is excellent. He's been an Arcade1Up fan and supporter since day one. He's managed Facebook page. He was a big part of that 1UP show in a really unnamed role. He was in the chats as the moderator. He did such a good job. Lewis is a good dude, so congratulations to Lewis. He's being officially endorsed by Arcade1Up. Arcade1Up Deals and Discussions is now the official Arcade1Up fan page. And I think that is awesome for Lewis. There's 28,000 people in that group. Looking forward to having lots of good discussions in there. But it's hard not to look at this and just really question one other thing, and that is we already had an official Arcade1Up Global fan page that a while back. I think, Lewis, you might have been a moderator on this one as well. I know Nostalgia was, but this was originally set up by Glenn Planamento and maybe some other people. But this was originally called the official Arcade1Up Global fan page. Now, as we all know, Arcade1Up and Glenn's Retro Show had a bit of a falling out. There's some question on whether or not his Tron stick design was unfortunately utilized to build Arcade1Up's Tron stick. Now, some of that may be true, but Glenn's doesn't break, so just having a little bit of fun here. But anyways, a while back, Glenn changed his to the original Arcade1Up Global fan page, the oldest and original, and it was no longer endorsed by tastemakers. So obviously, they want to have an official fan page, so I think that it's a very good move. They have a new one. They went with Arcade1Up Deals and Discussions. I think that's a very good move. But I do question, and I've already mentioned this to Lewis, why you go with the exact same name that was the original fan page in the first place. So I think some people are going to get really tied up about that, and I don't know. I know that Arcade1Up want to do this. I still am. Watch your messages. All right, I will try my best to drop that. But I am trying my best here. But I will say I am having a hard time with this because I love Glenn, and I know that Arcade1Up wanted to make sure that there was some similarity with the new page. People were, or familiarity with it. So they wanted to keep their existing name. But man, that's so tough because, like, I know Lewis was part of the original one, but it just feels like if they were going to do Arcade1Up Deals and Discussions, maybe they could have done something new and different with the fan page that really, I know, didn't touch on the old one. So I think there's going to be some people out there that are pretty negative to this. I support Lewis. I support this page. I think it's great. Again, my only problem with it is I question using the exact same name as the old one. There's definitely some baggage there, but I think this is going to be a great fan page. I think Lewis is going to do a great job. But at the same time, don't forget about Glenn's original fan page, and that's still a great community to go talk about Arcade1Up. But now, Arcade1Up Deals and Discussions is the officially endorsed Arcade1Up fan page. I do hope they reconsider the name, though. I'm going to be honest with you. Leave the baggage of the old page behind and, start fresh with your own thing. I think it's going to be excellent. It's just, it just feels weird. I don't know. We all love Glenn, and we don't want to see this negativity, so I don't know. It's a tough one. I think this is going to be great. It's just the name is the only thing I have a question about. Using the exact same name as the old fan page. Maybe it was never Glenn's property. I don't know. There we go. Console Fanboy $9.99 Super Chat, the biggest pillar in the MK community, just shared our free MK4 petition, Uncaged Games. with over 617K subs on YouTube. Just shared it on his Twitter. It's happening whether haters want it or not. Congratulations, Zohar, console fanboy. I'm happy for you. I do hope it happens. Dear God, just for the Midway Legacy cab, so we can get Paperboy off there. And I said it myself, how do you do Mortal Kombat Anniversary cab, arcade cab, without having all the arcade games on there? I do hope it happens. I'm sorry I ever doubted it. But congratulations, Zohar. That's awesome. So a lot of feedback in the MK community, and Zohar has been working really hard. As much as some people like to give Zohar a hard time because, I don't know, like he's one of these guys that he's everywhere and maybe you get upset about it, but he loves Mortal Kombat. He's passionate about this, and he's working his ass off to make this happen. So regardless of what you feel, appreciate the movement and appreciate what's being done. Hopefully we get MK4 for the people that want it. TechBuzz says Arcade1Up created the negativity. Glenn is a good dude. I think we can all agree that. And Rainwater Games, best comment out there. Glenn and Lewis are both good dudes. So that's where I want to leave that. Hopefully they consider changing the name. That's my hope. My hope. Because I think no matter what happens, Arcade1Up's Deals and Discussions has always been a great page, and I'm looking forward to supporting both. Sterling Hall with his response to Zohar, free Qbert. Oh my. No, they're not bumping anything. Just because they would possibly work on development of one cab for another cab doesn't mean anything that, doesn't mean that something else isn't going to get made. The truth of it is, I will tell you about the way Arcade1Up makes cabs. Just because they would work on an MK4 doesn't mean we'll get an MK4 branded cab. It just means they'll develop the game so it can be used on the cabs. But at the end of the day, unfortunately, it's the retailers, man. It's the friggin' retailers that choose what cabs are going to go out there. So there we go. Nooner with an excellent comment. Free everything so we all can get some new shit. Black Belt says Qbert is due. Anyways, so guys, that's the big stuff that happened today. That's kind of what was done on the stream. I mean, it was only 15 minutes, but one thing I want to say really quickly is that it was 15 minutes. It was short. It was concise. We got a lot of good information that we, didn't have to pick through an hour of chit chat for. I like the new show format. I am super happy that Star Wars is going to be re-released. They did some upgrades in terms of the art and the molded coin door, but we're basically getting the same cab we got back in 2019. So I'm excited people can get up on this. I am disappointed from a fan's perspective of wanting it myself that it didn't have Wi-Fi and online leaderboards and the deluxe shape, and I'm certainly not super happy about the $5.99 price point, especially when they've got deluxe cabs coming that seem to be much better with more features and a more exciting arcade design with the one-piece form factor for $100 less. So there you go. Anyway, Star Wars is a good thing. Excited for people who want it. That's awesome. Of course, then also we've got the fan page announcement that was put out there today. So we have a new official Arcade1Up fan page that's endorsed by Tastemakers. We also had Travis announced as the brand ambassador and a new show called That One Updates. Am I getting it right? I can't remember. I keep saying honest. So That One Updates that David McIntosh is going to be involved again and with. So we're going to get direct access to Arcade1Up through Travis as a face and a filter with David McIntosh there. And we're going to be able to ask hard questions to Arcade1Up that we want feedback on, and hopefully that is what we directly get. Questions like, can we get a timeline and when we can expect online for Marvel vs. Capcom 2? What kind of screen is in the deluxe cabinets? When is Robotron coming out? Maybe these are just my questions I want answered. Oh. Then Was there anything else? Then the contest and the giveaway. And again, not rigged. So the people in this chat saying not rigged, not rigged. It was a good contest. Overall, I think the show was okay. Again, I would much rather prefer something that's a more polished and produced effort like that pinball show that Zen Studios do. I think that's a perfect format for a company like this to announce announcements, recorded segments. You have professional actors that are acting as the face of your company. I like that. But at the same time, I don't dislike what they did today. That was a vast improvement over what we saw from the last That One Up show. So, One Up Yours would be a great outro, Sean P says. Ever seen a grown man naked, Timmy? Oh man, I haven't watched Airplane in forever. You ever have dreams about gladiators? Do you like movies about gladiators? There it is. There it is. Anyways, guys, I'm looking for your feedback. Let me know what you thought of That One Up show today. I do want to comment. I saw TechBuzz's comment earlier. Glenn just put up a new video. I'm not going to comment on that. I do ask that if you want to support Glenn, go check out his video and hear what he has to say. I love Glenn, and it sucks, man. It sucks that he's upset. So that's the truth of it. I don't like seeing my friends hurt. And anyways, I don't want to talk too much about it, but go check out his video and see there. Spot on, the Zen Studios show is a great target. I agree, 9 Scorpions. That's what they should be doing, in my opinion. Long and Low, Glenn's a good dude. I agree. Steve Mishlish says, very disappointing reveal. Is it the fact that it's a re-release and you were expecting a new cabinet, or was the cabinet just not up to your expectations? Gladiator was a great movie. Thanks, Jason. Yeah, go check out Glenn after this. Black Belt, hold on, I got comments coming in. Robotron 2084, Qbert, Road Blasters, Afterburner, and Daytona USA, let's make it happen. Now, Black Belt, I'm totally down for an Afterburner cab. I think that's a great idea. But the funny thing is, John, in that last office chat he did with B, he mentioned Afterburner and talked about it as a priority. But then when he talked about the Qbert poll that went up, the, what was it? I can't remember but the poll, community poll they put up for Qbert, he said it just didn't get enough interest. The Afterburner poll they put up got like a quarter of the interest Qbert did, but that's a priority. How in the hell is that a priority if Qbert got 4 times as many results, poll petitions, as Afterburner, which only got like 200 people said, yeah, man, I'd love an Afterburner. I'm fascinated by that. I'll never get over John saying, well, Qbert didn't make the snuff. When literally, if anybody puts up a poll for anything, it will not even get 1,000 votes right now. Nobody will. It doesn't even matter. You can put Daytona up. It's not going to get 1,000 votes. There's just not that interested in fan-created polls unless Arcade1Up does it themselves. That's the only way they'll get real feedback. Let's see. I'm talking to you, Mike B. I'm sorry, I might be missing you here. I hope you're prepared to fight. You guys start... I don't know what you're talking about. How did I start a war? I said I love Glenn and people should go check him out. How did you guys... I don't know what you're talking about, Tech Buzz. I don't know how to help you there, brother. Looking it up now, I think I last saw some on Bonanza Arcade Graphics used to have them. I don't know what you're talking about, Noonan, but I'll go back. Baird says Qbert is only trending because of P-dubs. That's a possibility. Qbert will sell way more than they think it will. Yeah, Glenn is awesome. And like, it sucks. Glenn rules all, period. Agree. Man, that was awkward. It's like season 1 Office awkward. Sterling Hall says, even though Star Wars is not for me, it's still a great cabinet. I'm happy for everyone that wants it. Punch-Out won't happen because, yeah, that's obvious. I talked about that in my video today when I talked about the retro knockout cab we're getting. I mean, that's the closest to a licensed Punch-Out cab we'll probably get. I don't know if that's exactly it, but I know I don't know whether it was Glenn or Arcade1Up. They removed the endorsement with Tastemakers, and I don't know what happened after that. We gonna have new cab or new games that year? That's the question, man. Anyways, guys, I don't want to keep you too long. Make sure to check out 19K Fox. He is coming up in a couple minutes. Overall, you know, Arcade1Up did a better show than they normally do. Star Wars was re-released. Again, I'm sorry for anybody that was expecting something different. I tried my best to temper expectations. Anyways, guys, have an awesome night. Thank you so much for spending some of your night with me. This is Michael B. the Game Genie. I'll talk to you guys next time. Still don't have my end screen tied in here. All right, see you, fellas.